great stall in draw number 1, so that could be real significant for Brian Smart and Connor Beasley. But yeah, Kimbrella, first win for Richard Fahey on his first start last time. Hopefully he can continue that winning form.
Richard's won the race twice before, of course. 3:40, the horse you alluded to runs in that race. Enard, that's the mile. Well, he could be anything, this horse.
Well, there are almost sort of two good things, if there are such thing as a good thing on the card today. Enad in that 3:40 and Convey in the Easter Classic a little bit later on. As we said, this horse has got an entry in the lock-in, so clearly connections feel that he's going to be up to winning a race of this nature. Done absolutely nothing wrong on the all-weather so far this term. Was 13-8, now into 11-8. Could go off much shorter. Each way horse, if you think it's going to finish second, Salatine 14s from 18s. Don't forget, of course, Stan James are a quarter of the odds all these races here at Lingfield today.
That might be the Ryan Moore factor. I wonder if second thought in the penultimate race might be a similar sort of price to Enod.
Yeah, 6-4 for William Haggis. The horse again got strong form, stepping back down in trip. So they're either going to go a gallop with him or hope that there's a decent gallop. Tomerley has been nibbled at here, another runner for Richard Hannon. He says this horse has been targeted for this race in his column. So he's 6-1 from 7s, and Dubai One steady away, another runner for Ryan Moore. I think he's got a 50% strike rate when he teams up with Saib Bin Short. So that's not to be reckoned with.
He's got some really good rides. The last race, of course, we save the big one till the end. It's the Easter Classic. Convey, I think, is going to be high on a lot of people's lists. So what sort of a liability is Convey for you?
Quite a big liability. Probably not quite as much as Enad and probably War Glory in the first race, but Convey 7-4, now into 5-4, could go off much shorter. He's a horse who's always promised to do so much, and perhaps he's not quite delivered when the money's been down. But you know, he's 2 from 2, isn't he, on the all-weather? He made his winning debut, didn't he, at Kempton a couple of seasons back? Did nicely in the Winter Derby last time. He does set the standard. You know, a lot of people are sort of latching on to Grendesar. He's been here, he's done it, but he just hasn't looked quite the same horse, has he, this term? But no, it is all about Convey. 5-4, could go off much shorter.
Brett, thanks for joining us. Have a good day.
You too, Simon.
Welcome back to our position at the top of the track. This is what's happening out of the weighing room, and the apprentices are coming out for the first race, the 140, the start of all-weather finals day. £1 million worth of prize money on offer. And I'm pleased to say that somebody who'll be hoping to win a little bit of that is Jack Mitchell, who's joined us here. Very good afternoon to you, Jack.
Good afternoon.
This is an exciting day, isn't it? It's great to be here with such great prize money.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's great for Lingfield and for racing in general, really. I mean, where else would you get a crowd like this at Lingfield?
Now, I'm just having a look, because you're riding in the marathon. There is prize money to sixth, and sixth place is £1,755, which is more than double what the horse that you're riding costs, Petite Jack.
Yeah, it's like winning a normal race, really, isn't it, on every day?
He cost something like £600, is that right?
He did, yeah. Bill Burns and his wife Jan bought him just for a bit of fun, and I was lucky enough to jump on him as a spare ride on a Saturday night. And yeah, he's just improved and improved.
He's been a revelation. He's won race after race after race. What's he like then? What's he like to ride?
He's a lovely he's ideally, you know, he's a jockey's dream. He's got his few kinks sort of at the end of the race, so he likes to hang left, but other than that, his horse is still improving.
I suppose if you're going to hang in any direction here, left is the way you'd want to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Well then, who's got a good ride on Petite Jack in the marathon? Let's head back to Sean though, because the horses I can see out the corner of my eye are on their way down to the post for the first. How are they betting, Sean?
Thanks, Alex. Well, this War Glory very strong for our first race. We start with the Sunbets All-Weather Championships Apprentices Handicap. War Glory drawn in 9. We heard I think it was Alan Alger earlier on, wasn't it, saying nothing higher than 8's been successful at this meeting so far. Well, War Glory's in 9. Holly Doyle, one of the more experienced riders in this field, and really enjoying a good season as well. 100-30 now, War Glory. That was more like a 9-2 shot before betting started in earnest in the ring there. Hakam 5-1, 6-1 Amazor. Josh Bryan claiming 5 on board that one. Holiday Magic is on 6-1 for Mick Easterby. Nathan Evans, that's very strong indeed. Take the Helm 8, 11-1 Susie's Connoisseur. Charles Molson was backed this morning at big prices, 12-1 now, 16-1 Dugan, 16-1 Barrow-Ease, attracting a bit of support for Brian Ellison, 20-1 into 16-1. Also on 16 in Transigen, Alcan 25-1. But the first blow to be struck by Richard Hannon potentially on this big day. Holly Doyle in the saddle, 100-30 War Glory is a well-backed favourite.
Yeah, I'm not surprised this horse has been well backed. War Glory, due to go up £3, I think, from being reassessed, and yeah, just a horse that's got plenty going for him. I have to say, I quite like Hakam in this race if we're looking for a little bit more value, but I respect War Glory.
Yeah, I'll talk about Hakam in a moment or two. It's interesting, isn't it, the War Glory, it was his first run as a gelding, wasn't it, last week, when he was second to Take the Helm, and his first for over 6 months.
Yeah,
so you'd have to say that, you know, that £6 pull he's got for the head he was beaten by, Take the Helm, plus a better draw than his old rival today, puts him right there with a great chance. Yeah, he was 5-1 this morning.
I know.
Sean was saying there's been a bit of money for a few of them, and this fella's been well backed.
But Take the Helm obviously received a penalty for that win, which gets him into the race, so that's been a good thing. But as far as the two of them taking each other on again, I think that you've got to be War Glory all the way.
The 140 at Lingfield gets things underway. Let's say good afternoon to our big race commentator, Simon Holt.
Afternoon, Mike. Afternoon, all. And they're off and racing. Amazor was rather slowly into stride. One or two of them wanting to press forward here. Holiday Magic, the grey. Forceful Appeals on the inside. War Glory is handy, but being restrained. Barrowies in the orange and the dark blue cap. Out wide is Kadrisi. Wider out is Take the Helm as they run to the top turn. War Glory just getting messed about with slightly. Then Susie's Connoisseur just to the outside of Intransigent in the black jacket on the inside. Charles Molson is out wider in the hoops, and then further back Grey Danube on the inside of Susie's Connoisseur. Towards the rear, Dugan. Hakam will be just about last of all, with Amazor second last, and Grey Danube also towards the rear of the field. Down the side now and onto the 3 furlong marker in this Sunbets All-Weather Championships Apprentice Handicap, and Holiday Magic is just the leader from Kadrisi in second. Take the Helms on the outside. Forceful Appeal and Barrowies close up. Then behind these, War Glory trying to fight his way out of trouble. On the outside, Charles Molson in behind them, Intransigent looking for a run up the rail. Holiday Magic tackled on the far side by Forceful Appeal. Kadrisi Take the Helm. War Glory still not getting the best of runs, but coming through very strongly and very bravely indeed under Holly Doyle. Forceful Appeal from War Glory and Charles Molson. War Glory getting out. Oh, it's tight. War Glory and Forceful Appeal, followed by Charles Molson. And then just in behind them, Take the Helm and Susie's Connoisseur in a thriller.
Oh, Mike, how close was that? War Glory and Forceful Appeal in a photograph for the opening race here on All-Weather Championship Finals Day. Who's won it? Is it Holly Doyle on War Glory? Has she got there?
It's on the bottom. I think Forceful Appeal's got it.
Oh, I think you're right. It's so close.
Paddy Bradley.
Paddy Bradley for Simon Dow. Epsom trainer Simon Dow. It's so close. Oh, couldn't have been more thrilling, could it?
Well, I tell you, Alex, if this is one, this is an enormous upset to kick things off today. He had a lovely toe round on the inside, didn't he? Got a lovely gap up the inside of Holiday Magic there.
Oh, gosh, I mean, you can see Holly Doyle in those black and yellow colours. Staying on, staying on, staying on.
Here we go, getting the result here.
12, Forceful Appeal wins it. Oh, I can't wait to see the winning margin there. That was mighty close. Like you say, a bit of a 33-1.
Well, I'm delighted for Simon. This horse loves it round here. That's his 9th win at Lingfield.
Amazing.
And I'd written down on my notes too sharp. I thought 7 was far too sharp for him.
Yeah.
But he's beaten.
But they go some pace, don't they? And
they do. They do. And Alex, I think War Glory might have just been denied a run at a crucial time. We'll see it in a moment.
Yeah.
He was second, and third home was Charles Molson, who ran a big race from a high draw. Amazor never got into it. Here we go. Now look at
War Glory in the black and yellow.
Gets
from
the meat
left.
in the sandwich there.
Yes.
Do you see that?
Yeah. The head-on sort of is crucial there, isn't it? And the winner has got the run up the inside there in those checkerboard sleeves, and drifts away from the rail a little bit under a left-handed drive, but no issues there. But yeah, Holly Doyle just not getting the run of the race at a crucial moment.
A nose, Alex.
Oh.
No, listen, it's tragic for punters who've lumped onto War Glory, who's one of the most well-backed horses of the day here.
I can almost hear the cheers coming from the betting ring.
Can you now? Take the Helm's run well in 4th. He's run a good race from another high draw. He's the horse that, of course, They've run to form, haven't they, War Glory and Take the Helm?
Yeah, they sure have. I thought War Glory had got a better chance of finishing in front of Take the Helm, and that's proved to be the case, but I don't suppose they'll be feeling particularly lucky at this moment in time.
Well, I'm delighted for Simon. I mean, he moved back to his old yard, you know, earlier this summer to Cedar Heights.
Yeah.
He was down at Jeff Lewis's old place for a bit, 30-acre barn. Didn't work out for him down there, but since he's come back...
Global, Alexander, as I say, Clive Cott's got quite a few fancied runners today. Let's tell you what's happening at Lingfield for the first of our championship races. This is the Betway All-Weather Marathon Championship Condition Stakes. It's a few yards short of 2 miles. Cohesion and Natural Scenery both show on 5-1. Watersmeet 13-2. 7 Prince of Arran. Pinzolo, Petite Jack and Winning Story on 8:16.
Roy has 2 chances in our marathon final here. Saeed, good to see you here at Lingfield today. And, well, 2 horses here. Natural Scenery has been particularly progressive this winter.
She's a nice filly. She's improving as physically. Really, I like her a lot. I mean, in the race today, I prefer it if she can be handy, just to keep her nice position. But the filly, she worked well, good position, good condition, always doing really well. So we're looking for a good run.
Yeah, she's certainly proven that she likes the 2 miles.
I think the trip no problem for her, you know, and I can see also the races what she showed in the past. I think the trip will be okay for her.
Winning Story, similar profile?
He's doing good, physically looking well also, but the better horses in this today in this race, you know, but he's improving mentally.
And of course, Dubai One in the sprint a little bit later on, another horse that's improving seemingly at the right time.
She showed plenty of speed. The filly, she have the class. She's in the right race. We're looking for a good result.
Have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, buddy. How you doing? Hello.
53% strike rate at the moment. It's almost unheard of, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible, and they always look so well, his horses.
Yeah,
these 2.
I'd look well if I'd spent a few months.
Yeah, that's the secret, isn't it? Yeah, that is the secret. There's Holly. We spoke to Holly earlier on.
Yeah,
she must have been gutted about that first race, but you know, it was a matter of she just got squeezed out at the wrong time, didn't she? And it was a bob of the heads in the end, Alex.
They race so tight, don't they? You know, on these all-weather races, and it's such a competitive. There's John Egan on.
John Reel.
John Reel, yeah.
He's a front runner, isn't he? And he'll be out there. This will be a strong 2 mile of this, and I'm just wondering, what would you do if you were Joe Fanning on Watersmeet, drawn so wide? He's 14 of 14. It's a nightmare.
It's tough, isn't it? And that's they must have been tearing their hair out when they got the draw through a couple of days ago. But you've got to make the best of it. I don't know if the best thing is just to sort of try and steadily tack over and get a position. I think over this sort of trip, that's the best you can do.
Probably is, isn't it?
And just see how it goes. David Probert.
And pray.
Yeah, exactly. Hope for the splits. But David Probert, he's picked up a great ride, hasn't he, there on Natural Scenery, but he's drawn 11, you know. I mean, he's had a shocker, really, with the horses he's riding today.
Yes, he seemed a good nature about it earlier on, didn't he? Sean Levy.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, he's an interesting horse, this Pinzolo. Why are they running him here? He's an 8-1 chance.
Instead of
and not in the Classic.
Yeah, later on. I don't know. It's interesting, isn't it? I just wonder if they didn't want to take Convey on again, and they just thought, let's step him up in trip. But he was only beaten a neck by Convey last time, wasn't he? And he's highest rated in the field. He's done really well, hasn't he, for Ishmael Mohammed? He's effective at 1.5 miles, but I'm not entirely sure that 2 miles is what I.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? He's actually won at 1.6 miles, Alex, as well. Back in yesteryear. He's quite versatile regarding trip.
Yeah.
And also, obviously, showed
he likes to jump out and make the running. I mean, I don't think it's going to be that easy, is it?
You can't do that here, can you? Would you make the running here over
a slightly doubtful stayer? I mean, maybe you can dictate it from the front, and I don't think he's going to be allowed to do that either. So I'm fascinated to see how he runs, but I wouldn't want to be lumping on.
No, me too. I have a funny feeling he might get a lead off this John Reel.
Do you know what horse I like at a bigger price is Haynes?
Yes.
For Andrew Balding. We just saw Annalisa actually here. The trip suits well. Back over 2 miles, ran over 1.5 miles at Wolves last time out, and I thought that horse could run well, not necessarily win it, but maybe run into a place, and I should think probably being freshened up over the last 5 weeks. 33-1, maybe we could have another result.
Well, yeah, I was going to say no chance, but look what happened in the first race. Last couple going in then, Alex.
Cohesion is my selection, though.
All right.
I'd love to see that one win.
I'm with you on that one. I think he's got a great chance. Here's Simon.
Already. And they're away for this Betway all-weather marathon. First Mohican was slowly into stride. Prince of Arran taking early medicine, getting across towards the inside as John Reel leads them round the top turn from Vittori Rules. Watersmeet is 3 wide, was very wide from the stall 14, trying to get across Joe Fanning. Winterlude back in 4th then from Steve Rogers and Pinzolo in the dark blue jacket out wide. Red colours Ryan Moore close up on Cohesion. In a white cap Winning Story, pink sleeves Gavlar, then Natural Scenery out wide of Petite Jack in the blue and white jacket on the running rail. Haynes is further back from First Mohican and held up his Prince of Arran. Running towards the home turn for the first time here, well over a circuit to cover, and John Reel by a length to Vittori Rules. Winterlude in 3rd, then Watersmeet 4 on turning in. Cohesion follows with Steve Rogers, who's got the big white blaze, light blue and yellow colours. Pinzolo's very wide but moving up on the outside in the dark blue. Back in the midfield then to Gavlar, Winning Story, Petite Jack, Natural Scenery, and the last 3 Haynes, Prince of Arran, and First Mohican is a bit on and off the bridle. Passing the judge, John Reel still out in front under John Egan. John Reel from Vittori Rules, Pinzolo and Winterlude round the inside. Watersmeet is back in 5th, then Cohesion and Steve Rogers. Gavlar towards the inside of Winning Story from Petite Jack and Natural Scenery. They're racing side by side. And back in the field to Haynes, Prince of Arran and First Mohican. Just looked as though the pace steadied slightly around that turn. Now they're spreading out again. And John Reel still dictating it as they head on towards the 7 furlong marker. John Reel, Vittori Rules, Winterlude on the inside, Pinzolo. Watersmeet hasn't been able to lead today but remains close up. Cohesion with a good run round on the inside. Red jacket in about 6th place from Steve Rogers. And then further back is Gavlar, Winning Story, Natural Scenery still a bit off the gallop from Petite Jack, Prince of Arran, Haynes and First Mohican still looking on from last place. About to swing the top left-hander with just over 5 furlongs left to race in the Betway Marathon. John Reel clinging on to a slender lead from Vittori Rules. Pinzolo is out wide. Watersmeet goes well on their heels, the grey. Winterlude is driven along. Then Cohesion and Steve Rogers yet to be asked a question. Behind them, Gavlar, then Winning Story, Petite Jack. Some of those out the back are going to have to fly. They've got a bit of work to do. Natural Scenery now being shaken up by David Probert. Prince of Arran also being asked a question from the back as they head on towards the final turn, and Watersmeet the grey takes over and readily goes clear of Steve Roger, and now running round horses is Winning Story. Winning Story and Steve Rogers giving chase as they enter the home run. Watersmeet the one to catch. Winning Story trying to cut him down, then Steve Rogers, they're a mile clear of the others. Watersmeet and Winning Story as they race inside the final furlong. Winning Story is wearing away at Watersmeet and is getting up in the hands of Sylvester de Souza. Winning Story wins the marathon. From in 2nd, Watersmeet a bold bid there. Steve Rogers was back in 3rd. A gap to Cohesion and the running on Prince of Arran.
Oh, that was a fairly decisive performance in the end by Winning Story under Sylvester de Souza, just reeling in Watersmeet. Oh, gutting for Watersmeet, who's so tough, but you know, anyway, Winning Story 7-1, Sylvester de Souza.
It was a great ride by Sylvester as well, Alex. You know, he was drawn 12, Winning Story. The runner-up was drawn 14, so they've both done exceptionally well. That move on the outside, as soon as he saw Joe Fanning kicking off that turn, Sylvester decided, I want to pick this horse up here. And he really responded well, didn't he? Steve Rogers has run well. Cohesion got outpaced turning in, but he kept on.
Yeah,
I think he got the trip okay, may have finished 4th, I think.
I think he did finish 4th, and Steve Rogers run well, but you have to feel a little bit for Joe Fanning because he was drawn wide and he got into a good early posse, didn't he? He sort of tracked straight over, but in a way he was up the front and maybe a little bit too on it, then drops back and the horse is just on just a little racing.
You made the point, didn't you, with the circuit to go? He sort of decided to pull him back a bit, didn't he? They were going quick enough.
I just think that if he'd stuck up the front, they would have ended up cutting each other's throats because they were going a fair old lick, weren't they? And the horse just seemed to be over-racing a fraction. I mean, I'm talking margins here, but it may just have cost him there. What's this thing?
There's a new course record.
Really?
I think it's 3 minutes 15.58 seconds, which is over a second quicker than the previous course record, which is incredible.
Yeah, we'll confirm that for you. We're going to go for a very quick break, and we'll also confirm the result for you in a minute or two's time. Don't go away.
At Bath, and great crowds, of course, at Lingfield. Let's tell you what's happening in the market for our next. The Fillies and Mares are up next in this 7-furlong championship race. Mufrihar 5-4 ahead of a Shadahan on 9-4. Rialtra 6-1, 12-1 Caroline, 16-1 Volunteer Point, 25-1 Bint Dandy and Make Music, and 33-1 Bar those favourite. Gets a little bit warmer now. Mufrihar 6-5, 9-4 Bar 1. Let's get back to size there at Bath. Lingfield, Fillies and Mares championship time, 11-10 Mufrihar, very solid indeed. 5-2 now a Shadahan, 6-1 Rialtra, 10-1 Bar those, and they're starting to go behind. So let's get back to Lingfield.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. I like a Shadahan, a Shadahan.
Yeah, a Shadahan. I don't know, a Shadahan,
you know
whatever.
I mean.
Yes, you're the top one.
Yeah, we spoke to Kevin, didn't we? Who's riding Kevin Stuten. He was really keen on this horse. I just watched Mafraya going down. She was just a little bit keen.
Yeah, she was a bit keen going down, Alex. And because the trouble with her is, if this is a mile, you'd be thinking she's got a great chance. But, you know, she won the Darley Stakes last October over 9 furlongs. Do you think dropping back in trip here may not be ideal?
No, there's going to be a fierce pace, isn't there? And if she was a bit keen, they can maybe let her roll along, and it might not be too much of an issue. But I just think the Kevin Ryan horse, she ran the best race of her career at Chelmsford last time out. She was impressive that day. She
was, absolutely. She won a Group 3 race here last May as well. She's classy. You know, she's got form as well in all the top filly races last year. The Coronation Stakes, she ran well at Royal Ascot. She ran well in the Falmouth. So I think she's got a big chance here. It's funny you say about the pace, as I was trying to work out who was going to make the running here, and I couldn't quite work it out. It might be a tactical affair. Yeah. Could be. Carolina's been doing well. I like this Shadahan, the same as you. Yeah. But we've not been going so well so far, Alex, have we?
No. But I'm hoping that's going to change now.
Let's hope so.
In the first.
Okay. Yeah. Here's Simon.
Bye. Here we go for the 32 Red All-Weather Fillies and Mares Championship final, and they're away. Mufrihar gunned from stall 1 by Pat Cosgrave, but Shy Pen quicker away, and Shy Pen leads early with Make Music out wide. Staintondale Lass is very handy in a Shadahan, and then Bint Dandy behind these, followed by Volunteer Point, last year's winner in the centre, and the black and white jacket Rebel Surge following. Rialtra is widest. Mufrihar is well back at the moment as they round the top turn, trying to creep through round the inside. Caroline is towards the rear of the field, and last of all is Lady Lydia. Shy Pen leads the way as they head to the half-mile marker. Make Music is second. Rialtra on the outside. Bint Dandy very handy under Sylvester in the red sleeves. A Shadahan in a good position. Orange jacket just to the outside of Mufrihar, who's just caught on heels slightly. Then Staintondale Lass, Rebel Surge. Further back in the field is Volunteer Point, now being pushed along from Caroline and Lady Lydia. They're into the home turn. Shy Pen and Make Music 1 and 2. Rialtra flat to the boards third. Then Bint Dandy in fourth, the Shadahan, and Mufrihar is now off the fence and tries to run them down the home straight, and Shy Pen still leading the way. Make Music, Rialtra, Mufrihar and a Shadahan, the front two in the market, both thundering down the outside. Can they get there in time? Rialtra's the leader. Shy Pen far side. Mufrihar and a Shadahan closing, but not enough. Rialtra held them at bay. Mufrihar second, a Shadahan third. Bint Dandy on the far side with Shy Pen and Make Music.
Oh, Rialtra wins for Roger Varian and Andrea Razzani in what could be a good afternoon for the pair. Stable absolutely flying. She's come from a really bad posse as well, because she was drawn 12 of 12, another horse to defy a wide draw, Mike.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
And turning in, he was riding the ears off her, wasn't he, the grey filly there on the outside. And he wondered about the other two big players as well, the Shadahan and the orange, the blue jacket, yellow spots of Mufrihar. They took a long time to pick up. We were worried about the trip for Mufrihar, and sure enough, it was too sharp.
Yeah, and it looked the same as well for a Shadahan, just both of those two fillies staying on the outside. But this filly unusually won the fast track qualifier at Deauville on the all-weather.
Yes, I mean, that was a good bit of placing by Roger, wasn't it?
Yeah,
She's obviously had her problems because she was off for 15 months months before that run. But she's a group class filly, Alex. She won the Scepter Stakes, didn't she, at Doncaster in 2015?
And of course she's had the benefit of a bit of sunshine in Dubai over the winter, and it helps these fillies, doesn't it?
Didn't run to her best there at Maidan for some reason, did she? I don't know what was wrong with her.
Did she finish last in the Balanchine, I think it was, and but anyway, she's bounced back here.
I'll tell you something else, Alex. He's taken a long time to pull her up. She's just coming back in now. Look at that.
Yeah, she's gone all the way around the bend again.
All the way around there. Yeah.
That's interesting to see, but what a finish. We're having some great finishes here, even if they're not entirely going our way.
Rialtra, the winner at 6-1. Mufrihar second, even money favourite in the end, and a Shadihan 5-2 favourite was back in third. So the big three, they were the outstanding fillies with the form in the book for this race, and they've dominated the finish. Good run by Mate Music, the nose-banded filly, back in fourth there for the Balding team.
Yeah, good to see though, isn't it? When you see the cream rising to the top.
Yeah, absolutely.
As they say.
Absolutely. I have a funny feeling we might be seeing that man in the winners' enclosure again a bit later on.
I think so, and I think if we don't, it's going to be a huge surprise, isn't it? But what a lovely mare. She wears the blinkers for the first time, which I don't think she's never worn headgear before. So interesting, isn't it? Just to go straight in with the blinkers.
It might have made the difference, here, because she although she was being ridden along on the turn there, she found plenty, didn't she? And she picked up better than the other two fillies.
Couldn't pull her up.
Yeah, which is why you'd imagine if she goes over a mile pretty soon, she'll be even more effective, perhaps.
Yeah, but interesting. Quite often you'll see the cheek pieces, the visors, then the blinkers, but no. Bang, they've gone straight in with the blinkers as the sun comes out here at Lingfield.
Great stuff. It's warm again here.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
I tell you, last year, 12 months ago, it was a really, really warm spring day.
Yeah.
Not quite so warm today, but there's still a massive crowd here.
Oh, it's got to be a sellout crowd, hasn't it?
It's got to be.